last time.
Get to that page of the 15 pages of notes I sent.
It's a lot of inspiration.
Which I should mark. Okay, we start off with Haza dropping the bomb that Haza might marry Athena, has the rights to do that, having been part of rescuing Athena. Technically, we can all join Haza in one giant archfey polycule, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
What an
if
incredible
we
thing
hadn't
to
done
come
that
back in
already,
on.
some of us.
It's always an option. You can sign a lot of marriage contracts.
Hold on.
Except for Finny, let it be known.
I came
Yeah.
back into Archfey Polycule, I guess, as the only thing that I heard from
Yeah.
Ted.
That's all you
Yeah.
need to know.
That's all you
Okay.
need to know. You know what
Good.
it's about.
Yeah, it's just
You
you
did that. I mean,
as a single sentence though.
Pretty
Yeah,
solid.
it's apt. It's apt. I've been thinking about that all week.
We did go through the stables, found a griffin. There was a huge blue horse called
Yeah.
Lazalin,
Rode
belonging
the
to the
hell out of it.
Princess Frost. Yep, Haza took off on that, let it free. Definitely didn't piss off the two people who were keeping it imprisoned there. I say two people, like it's just some guy's parents who are not the head archfey of the city that we are walking to. Huh. Making friends everywhere we go.
Made friends with the horse.
Sure did. Sure did. Lost sight of Haza. Took off like the horse took off like a damn comet. Lost sight of Haza. Hopefully she didn't get taken right to the prince. We know eventually that Haza does come back. We also Torek got an invitation to meet with the blind seer, the head of a Lathanderite delegation that is in Senelise, and was essentially recruited into looking into Akyigish. Nope, I had it the last time. Akyishigal. Got it.
Yes.
The Demon Lord of Roaches. He has moved into some of the lower levels of Senelise and has been disappearing. Well, Akyishigal has not been disappearing people because that would break some sort of decorum that would allow the Fae to go after him. However, his flunkies have been doing it. Presumably at his behest, and the Lathandites would like some assistance in rooting him out. Did we actually do our prep for this fancy party? We have not. We realized prep for some fancy party of Haza's might be easier after dealing with the Demon Lord, might get us better deals, better shop options in terms of being able to see and speak to people. We also met Dame Trundlefinch, the hag whose vultures we had spoken to. We know Dame Trundlefinch is here after midwinter to bring it back to the hags who had taken it. Not quite the humanoid that we are familiar with on hags. Scaled, more canine than humanoid, still clawed and bestial. Had a nice chat with Finny about a book that Finny. She thought Finny has the book, but Finny does not have the book. Wink. Because I have in my notes. Great, another thing we're not supposed to have. At least she didn't kill Baba Yaga for it. I hope she couldn't, right? Nah. Ulvius and Torek made their way into the rookery, thinking it was at the top of the tower. It was actually above where we met Dame Trundlefinch. We had a little time with some of the dragonettes there. Ulvius played some games with them, and Torek blessed some of the eggs. Still wondering what was up the tower, went up the tower to find a Shatter Kai. A strange, weird, wonderful individual who is a guest of Titania herself, from Faerun originally. My last note is Lathanderites and a Shatter Kai, a small plane if I believed in coincidence.
Oh.
Ha 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 ha.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink, wink.
And that is where we left off after a brief meeting. I think we retired to the tea house, but have not actually rested.
Okay.
Because I think I don't remember if it was late enough that we were going to go Demon Prince of Roaches hunting now, or if we were going to rest and do that tomorrow. We have a little more time than we originally thought for the actual festival, or the actual duel portion of the festival. So we have some, excuse me, hiccups. So we have some more time than we thought we did. So we have time to rest if we need to.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to block encounters by days so that we can progress through the time of this festival period. But I'll still defer to you guys per day if there are things to do, and if this decision is nothing much, then we'll just proceed to the next day. Um, with that in mind, you do have hours left of this day, wherein you have met Lazalin and Zira and Dame Trundlefinch. You have time today to do like one more activity before you'd be pushing it into the night. Um, so
And really
up to you if you'd
quickly,
like to take it. Yeah.
have we gotten to the point in the like it's not officially the festival where we're not getting our resources recovered by long rests, right? We're still
Correct.
ways out from that. Okay.
Yeah, the dueling season has not been proclaimed, and it is entirely possible that it may not be proclaimed, although, given the attitudes you've seen of the duelists and other archfey as you've all come to see them
They
in
seem
your
to be
own
gearing up
times,
for it.
you can tell that there is preparations for this.
Okay.
Including one of these buildings, Finney, that you are in is not entirely converted to a uh, uh, rec- first aid tent. But you do know that like on in these buildings there are cots being set up and there are like med kits being placed. Now that would, in the case of the dueling season, only do so much as to like prevent you from bleeding out, but it would not help you recover. That'll be important.
Gotcha. I'll make a note of that.
Yeah. Um, so, before the evening's long rest, is there anything the party would like to do? Okay. In that case, Finney, I have you wanting to rest in some of the publicly available quarters, but everyone else seems like they're headed towards the tea house. All right, no one corrected me. Great.
Yeah. It's I remember we rolled a check for her talking to people outside here while
Oh,
everyone was
right.
resting in the tea house to get some like contender names. So that's why Finney's out here and not in the tea house. It's just we had a lot more day than we had
Gotcha.
initially intended.
All right. Well, that's perfect. Then we'll roll through your long rest. If you're missing any spell slots or HP, you can recover them now, and we'll take you into the next day. Who would be the first out of the tea house in the following day.
I mean, his is probably a candidate for being first out, generally speaking.
Okay.
I can't really run around this place, but I probably am walking.
I need you to make me a perception check.
Not great at
Gets us
these.
to the second of Kythorn.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Okay. Keeping it?
yeah,
All
sure.
right. As you take a morning stroll and pass by that butterfly garden, um, where you'd all had a picnic before, the receiving hall to the king and queen, you see a creature about halfling sized and hunched over in a brown cloak, scurrying to the spot where you've exited the tent, and is standing hunched nearby and definitely hiding, but you see them. They're hiding behind some like plant life or trying to make themselves small against other people.
Interesting.
Finny.
Uh,
Oh,
go ahead.
go on.
No, I'll clock them just to see like if they how they move in relation to how I move.
Okay. They do not appear to be notice. They do not appear to notice you at all, and appear to be and are watching intently the space where the door is.
Okay. Then I'm going to get behind them basically. I'm not going to approach them at all, but I am going to stay a good distance back behind them just to watch what they do.
Okay, brilliant. Okay. Finny, when you get up in the day, there's a porter that is waiting for you outside the door to these common buildings. Um, this porter is in a brown cloak as well. They are also halfling size, but underneath you see a sort of Arabic face with big eyes, and they're sort of insectoid in the way that they move and reflect light in 1,000 ways. Um, and in his little, almost pincher-like hands, he extends to you a sealed scroll and says, "To the sewers, from the sewers to the stars," and scurries away.
Oh goodness. She will open up the little sealed thing and and try and read what's on it.
An ashy brown paper unrolls in your hands. It is a formal invitation for request for audience from Ekishigal. And um, there is a note at the bottom that says, if you wish to what is the word, follow through on this audience ship, um, then to tear up this note and let it fall.
Like halfway through reading it, Phineas is like looking for like a lantern or a like a little stove or something around or a brazier to throw this in, and then she gets to the end and frowns and just rolls it back up. I guess I'm going to find the others, and goes to doing just that wherever they set up.
Right. As you head towards the tea house, Haza, you watch Finny approaching. The creature within the hood turns with a start at someone coming nearby. Finny, you see that this person is in fact a halfling who has sort of insectoid antennas sticking out of their brows, and goes to extend a letter to you of the same fashion.
Another one? Wait. Fine. She'll like take it and read it immediately.
This one is addressed to Ulvius.
Oop. Rolls that back up.
It is, however, the same letter. And you can enter the tea house. The porter flees as soon as the message has been delivered.
Yep. She'll enter the tea house and look for Olvius.
Oh,
I'm sure an invisible servant can find him.
yeah. Hi, Finny. What can I help you with this morning?
It looks like both of us were sent after by Yakishigal, the demon we're trying to hunt. She holds up both of the scrolls.
Huh. Well, I guess that's either really good or really bad.
It was very not specific in how it would be, but it is requesting our audience nonetheless. She'll give him his scroll. I was going to just burn mine because we already have too many things we shouldn't be carrying around here. But it says that that is sort of a
Was there one for everybody, or
RSVP.
was there one for everybody, or just for you and I?
Looks like just for me and you.
Huh.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. I guess we tell the others, and then maybe we go down and see what's happening.
Okay.
Maybe use it as an opportunity to scout the place out.
I suppose you're right, but I'm trepidatious to accept any contract down here. They're very binding.
Oh, I don't know. Well, let me read that. Is it a contract or just an invitation?
Invitation, but you know, Haza turns everything into like a contract.
Well, let's
It's
bring it to
just
the others'
caution.
attention and see what we can
Sure.
find. Sounds like Hayes is already out.
Yeah. Oh.
Given that Haza was watching the interaction, I'll let Haza have come in at any point following
Gotcha.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right on.
I wait to see, like, just to make sure nobody is standing around watching responses.
Yeah, I don't think you definitely don't see any of the Fae around even
Yeah.
acknowledge what has happened. And if you wish to see the direction this creature has run to, you'll have to roll a perception check.
Eh. I'm not good enough at that, and also I'm not running off to follow
Alright.
somebody, so
Alright. I'll let you just duck back into the tea house then.
yep.
Great. I'll gather everybody up and explain. Hey, Finny and I got these invitations to go meet with our potential target. What do y'all make of this?
Haza?
I didn't get one, so I don't know.
Well, you can read mine. I mean, it is pretty straightforward. They just didn't have invited us. Should we? Is this dangerous?
But
or
why
When
you
you go
two?
to look at it, Haza, it is a different message. Makes no mention of Agnishagal and appears to be just a gossip scrawl.
Huh. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna hold this up and I'm gonna put my finger on a line, and you tell me what it says. I like put a finger on the first word.
You?
Nope. Nope. Okay, this is enchanted somehow, I guess.
Okay, it is pretty straightforward. There's no details or anything, but it says to
I'll read
rip
my
if
invitation
we
out
are
loud.
intended. Yes, like he said. It's if we destroy these, then we are accepting the invitation or intending to, which is rather inconvenient.
I mean, it sounds like if you rip it up and let it fall to the ground, you accept it. If you throw it in a fire or crumple it up and put it in a trash bin, that probably wouldn't count.
No, I agree, but I mean, I guess the question is, should we accept it? You know, on the one hand, sounds a bit like a trap, sounds sort of dangerous. On the other hand, wow, what a great opportunity to scout. Also, does it say anything in here about whether do we get a +1 or a +2? Does it say
You
anything about
guys,
guests?
you are allowed to bring your retainers, but I think these notes, given that they have illusory script, would note to be unlike other invitations you have seen, to be discerning in the guests that you take.
All right. Yeah, it seems like they've gone through an awful lot of trouble to make sure Finney and I are the only ones who got the invitation. I guess maybe if we decide to go, we should go alone. Do you think it's worth it for opportunity to scout out the situation down there?
Well, so the issue with accepting this is that we are probably beholden to some fey fuckery involving being a guest.
Well, I don't think neither I nor Olvius are intending to be bad guests to this Yakishikal. I do not want to be killed by the demon queen of
Right, but
cockroaches.
I mean,
if
you've been
you're
formally invited, so when you go, you should be protected by hospitality rules as
right,
his
but
guest.
Exactly.
And you also would not be able to make attacks against him without breaking the laws of Xenia. So, but that applies to the visit, not to a future visit.
Exactly. I think it's a good idea. I stand by it. I mean, you all can be close. I'm sure that there is an area that you will not be able to pass, but other than that, might be worth it.
Does anyone have any objections or want to talk about a downside that maybe we haven't thought of? All right, Finney, you heard the group. Nothing but roses. This is going to be a breeze.
Wonderful. I love roses.
Yeah, Ulvius rips up his invitation and lets it drop to the ground.
All right.
Muted this whole time.
Oh,
Oh no! Oh no!
Go
Shall we
Would you
roll it
say
back a
that?
little bit?
No, we're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah.
I was just gonna make a comment about. It doesn't matter. It's fine.
What were you gonna say? What were you gonna say?
It was just a comment about I love roses, and Torek was saying, I've been told I have a sarcastic voice. I genuinely can't tell if you're serious right now.
I don't think I've ever joked once in my life, Doric. And she smiles a very weird, awkward smile at you.
God, you're good.
Thank you.
Anyway, just one thing to remember is that this is a demon lord and not an archfey. So some of the normal protections may not I can't say one way or the other, but I mean, like, this guy's people are eating people, so just remember that
true, but they
some of the
chose to
safety measures may not be a thing.
having maybe known hags and other unseelie, would I have any inkling to like whether or not like unseelie creatures are still beholden to the sort of like laws and stuff that the Feywild is made of, kind
I, l-
of?
I like to think that the more central you may be to like hubs of the
Yeah,
authority
like
and power,
Senelese and stuff.
yeah, the
It
more
matters more.
what's the word? The less you can get away with whether or not you chose to.
Right, right. Yeah.
So I think yeah, I think that at this point in your guys' stay are aware that there are rules that everyone must be abiding by.
Right.
But
Gotcha.
killing someone in an alley does not break the rules of Zinnia.
Technically, it doesn't. There just aren't that many alleys in Senelise as a result, which is why the arcade exists and why cliffside duels can happen.
Piranha
Um,
infested waters.
when the invitation gets torn up, Ulvius, you hear a whispered from the ash as it falls in black soot. Um, Lord and Lady, you are invited in confidence to the bottom of the Black Well at moonrise.
Well, I mean that means we have the whole day to figure out where the Black Well is.
Yeah, I don't know if they delivered this to the right Ulvius. I mean, did you hear it? He called me a lord.
I am no lady either.
Well, I guess we can play one for one night. Yeah, we should find where this black well is. Hazy, you have any idea what they're talking about?
Nope.
Would,
What?
would you maybe accompany us so any looky-loos don't think we're doing anything nefarious?
Go take a look at one of the Sinalese mall directory maps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Do they have any sort of like
They
floor
intentionally try to
plan
make this
listed?
place very confusing to keep people of lower status out of the more protected halls. It will take some work in order for you to find the Black Well. There are a number of ways you can go about that during the day. You can investigate by trying your hand at speaking with other company. You can look around through investigative skills. And there might even be some like research oriented skills if you can think of something. And I can give you time to think as well. But I'll happily find something if you're coming up dry.
I might have a little bit of an idea, but it is slightly roundabout, just so we can not be asking
Mhm.
randos on the street about where to find. Hey, could you point us in the direction of the big demon pit? I promise we only want to go for good reasons. Fitting heard the name Baron Coughspittle. Any chance of asking around for that dude? Or dudette?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do. Okay. Let me check your current social oriented checks. So you have so far run int and wisdom checks. So you still have a charisma oriented check available to you as a blanket, but if you have something more specific like a very specific skill you want to try to wedge in, that supersedes these plane skills.
Let me check real fast. If my silly character sheet would load. Hmm. Yeah, I think just I was gonna say deception because she knows she's lying about what she's asking for.
I think that's
But
appropriate.
I also don't want to fail in that way specifically. Although I do feel like it might be fun, so fuck it, right?
There is that. There's also, because you have the opportunity to work with your group as well. If you want to ask for help, that's available as well. As long as
Can help
as
you
long as you're
lie.
telling everyone else what you're lying about.
I can give you advantage.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll let them know that she's looking for somebody that's like connected to the demon lord rather than the actual location of the Blackwell, because the invitation said to be sort of discerning about who you talk to. So figured it's a guy who's already in the know. Might already be in the know. So do I roll that check?
Yes, yeah, deception at advantage.
19.
Okay. Let me see. All right, perfect. Okay. Um yes. You I think let me check your status. Let me see if you can see Baron Coughspittle. Hold on. Okay. Yes, you can. Um uh he would appear to be an Eladrin, a small lord in this capacity, and given his own status and where you are able to have him pointed out to you, you can tell that while important, he's probably a duelist who is still climbing rank, but he's just kind of moving very quickly. He is, as I don't remember if I just said, but he is in fact an Eladrin, and when he is pointed out to you, you see that he has um, uh, dragonfly wings that he keeps under a like breastplate that is made of a gigantic rainbow stag beetle shell. He has also the same antenna from his brow that halfling did, though his have sort of grown and flourished to almost a like mobile degree. Um, and he has sort of bug-like eyes as well. He almost looks like he is within transformation, but moves about the gardens with some confidence. He kind of seems to have some charisma, not a lot maybe, but some.
Well, that's our guy, I guess. Do we want to ask? I mean, who's around him? It's when we
Uh,
go seek him out.
you see what appears to be another mortal, who looks like he might be in retinue, a halfling, and a spring Eladrin noble person who you do not immediately recognize,
Okay, so I'm
and will be
sorry.
unimportant.
Who is this, Finny?
Ah, Baron Coughspittle is one of the champions that's going to compete in or at least is
Oh.
slated to. I heard talk of this person in the boarding house. Apparently might have some sort of connection to our demon lord, and therefore might know the location of this Blackwell. But who knows? I don't know. He looks kind of scary.
Now,
Oh,
sounds fitting for a demon prince of or demon lord of Roach's acquaintance.
Yep.
it honestly, it's mostly because he is a stranger. But we can, sure, we can approach right now. Now. Okay, no, nobody's
Are there
walking with me.
are there
I'll just.
are there any among us that can't see Baron Cough-Spittle?
Finny, as the lowest status among you, is barely there, but
Okay,
everyone else can with clarity.
gotcha.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Hello.
Whoa.
A pleasure. May I help you?
Yeah, hi. I'm Alvius, and this is Finny and Toric and
Hello.
Inks and Hazen and Godric.
Baron Rufus Coughspittle. He'll stick out a little hand to shake your hands.
I'm sorry, did you say Rufus?
I did.
Excellent, excellent. Okay. Um,
It's a
you don't realize that you've stumbled on an inside joke that is so dumb it's not worth repeating.
Okay, I'm delighted.
Right. I mean, the
So glad.
right. There's
But I'm not the only one.
yeah. No, it's. I mean, there's literally no there. It's I
disagree.
okay. I, because I am I have a reasonable accommodation for telework. I technically no longer have an office in the office. And so they made arrangements for me to sit in someone's office who was not there for other reasons. And that individual's name was or is Rufus. Right. And as we were leaving, Ted's
It's
like,
on the door placard.
yeah, Ted's like, dude, just so you know, in Discord, I'm only referring to you as Rufus.
Oh my god.
Right. And so to hear Rufus's name come up literally like 3 hours after that conversation happened, it's like, oh, all right. Awesome.
I don't even know anybody with that name in real life. I know it's a
Yeah.
real name.
Right.
I don't think
Oh,
I found a
awesome.
Rufus either. That's awesome.
Well,
What are you talking
Delighted.
about? There's one sitting in Discord right now.
so are you here to compete?
I am. Yes.
Oh, very cool. Who are you competing on behalf of?
Oh, operating master of the sewers.
Oh,
Uh,
the Yeshkishikal.
Oh,
Yes.
as of this year, yes, master of the sewers.
Was there one last year that was different?
Yes, last year the if you have not been here, may have not heard, but last year the Rat King was the master and chamberlain of the lower sewers.
Oh, what
He had
happened to him? Is he dead? Please
been
tell me he's dead.
absent, been absent for some months now, and a new master has taken place.
hmm.
Seriously, is it a like filled in the void type of thing, or did he eat him? We had a
The
run-in with that guy.
the rat, the king of rats. He is just vanished, as is his wont. And it is a common occurrence. We often in this department have a lot of leadership change.
Oh, rats. Just plucking that low-hanging fruit, don't mind me.
Well, listen, a number of us have been invited to their domain and have been invited through a specific entrance. Would you happen to know where it is? We are kind of new here and, you know, no instructions. We ripped up the, you know how
His
it goes.
his thin, fleshy eyelids blink over his giant eyes. Why don't you make me a charisma check? You have advantage.
Charisma check at advantage, please. Oh, that did not help. Do I have? I do not have inspiration.
You can have one of mine.
Are you sure? Are you
Yeah.
positive?
Yeah.
All right,
I just
Chad.
got one for doing the recap.
I'm
Oh, all
sorry.
right.
19.
That was a good use of an inspiration. He says, "If you have an invitation to the Blackwell, then I may take you tonight."
Oh, wonderful. Will you be hanging around here? We'll find you again when it's moonrise. Moonset? Moonrise.
He nods.
Good. Well, thank you. I'll
Right.
be rooting for you in the competition.
Oh, that is an honor and appreciated. You see the wings under the shell sort of flutter.
Hell yeah. I'll take my leave if no one else wants to prod poor old Rufus.
Yeah, anyone have anything else they want to ask Rufus? All right. Well, now you guys have the rest of your day to handle other things.
The dinner dance thing is tomorrow night, right?
Yes.
Oh gods, that means we should probably get buying some
Yeah.
clothes for that. Do we have to have like partners for the dance? Is that like a faux pas? Not.
I,
It will be better for you if you have a partner, and you can gain status by having selected a good partner.
Oh
Well,
no.
specifically
Oh,
having chosen and then not rejected by a good
right,
partner.
right. Oh,
And that will
this is my worst
specifically,
nightmare.
yeah, not to make it even harder, but so here's the thing: this first event, this first dinner, where there will be dancing at the end, that is an opportunity for you to choose someone, choose like a courtesan or another like noble person. Um, that's an opportunity to find somebody, because the courtesan's dance is where you actually must have somebody.
So this one is like a mixer kind of.
This
we're
is a
going through
mixer.
the circles of hell for high school dances.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's fictional, and they're
Yeah.
fantasy people.
So it can't hurt us.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, sure. Cody,
Mhm.
speak for yourself.
I've been very nice. I don't know
No,
what
I
you all
know,
are
I
talking
know.
about.
Look.
I'm so upset
I
because
just have a panic
Inks is such
response.
Inks is such a good dancer, but so terrible at asking people for favors.
That's so funny.
Oh goodness. Do any of you have any idea who you're going to ask? I feel like it might be a little awkward if you all danced with that Ilfina you keep on talking about.
Yeah, I was planning to ask her because feels like a shoe in.
No, yeah, I think we were all on that page with you. Yeah.
Oh, we're all gonna ask her, or
No, that you're going.
I mean, if you wanted to, you could ask her.
No.
Although, to be honest, you're not gonna have any problems getting a dance.
Haza,
Obvious
you can
backs
look
into a
like
bush,
whatever
Homer
you.
Simpson style.
Finney is backing parallel to him into the
Finney-
same bush.
Finny is utterly gorgeous to the people of her type. I don't like. I think that that's fair to say of most of the guys, like your guys' characters. You all have made very attractive types of your type.
I
You
can
know
look
what?
like anything I want, but that's cheating. Because
Okay.
like, then what's the point?
And while you're right, Max, it is kind of like taking like a fucking hot punk chick and putting her in like the most fundamentalist religious space you
While
could imagine.
Debutante ball.
except that there are other alt people there too.
Yeah, don't
I
worry. There's
guess.
gonna be a swamp contingent here. You're good.
He's not
So-
alone
some-
by a long
The
shot.
swamp court's gonna show up.
Oh, but
The
they're gonna be
Stoggy Court.
Yeah.
but they're gonna be fey.
The soggy bottom
Right.
boy.
I was thinking that. Dance with a Kuotoa. Do it. Not a
Oh.
Kuotoa.
Bullywug.
Bullywug. Thank you, Maggie.
I bet you could dance with the bear if he shows it. If he makes it.
I mean,
He might not make it.
that's who I've been thinking about.
Oh, that's a perfect.
See, that's a right, exactly. I would not want to deny
Well,
that.
we could like.
I mean, he has two
help.
hands,
uh,
but not. It is no, that wouldn't work.
yeah, I mean, we can help you find someone. You know,
Have you met anyone else around here?
besides a large cockroach woman. No, but
Uh,
One of the activities you can take today is trying to meet people.
yeah, do you want to like try to fraternize today and like get out there or?
Yes.
I am envisioning in my head Torque going, "No, I've already got somebody." He's looking at Pacareva.
Pacareva.
Just like turns her head, and Torque's response is, "Wait, what do you mean you already found a date?"
You look at
You-
Pacareva. You'll get Pacareva. Pacareva looks at Olbius.
No, oh man. The big horse is coming back
That's
just for the
exactly
dance.
yes.
And it's
Wait, did you have a chance to meet Lasculin? What is going on here?
Okay, Finny, do you want to just? I can show you how to introduce yourself to people. That's a start.
you show me how to enter. I mean, yes, but who would? I'm not sure that I exactly mesh with your kind of people. Is
Who
all
do you
I'm
think
saying.
my kind of people is?
Uh, more mm, put together, I guess.
Oh, that is hilarious. Oh, I love that. Thank you. That's so nice. Torque,
I
did you hear
was-
that? Torque, I'm put together.
Haza's backup plan is a roach demon. Finny. I mean,
Yeah, that's the
We're
only
going-
other person
we're
I've
going
known.
from-
Plan is a different kind of demon.
Yeah, I
I
put
was-
all of my friendships in on a roach demon lady, and you think I'm the rarefied air?
You are the
you
technically
have to admit
highest
it is a
rank of-
pretty
It is.
it's a pretty big swing from what was your roach friend's name? I'm not trying to be rude to her.
Yiggergak.
Yiggergak. You gotta be honest. It's a pretty big swing from Jaegercrack to Athena. So like,
Yeah. I mean,
let's be
I
real.
still might get turned
You're
down.
pretty. You could. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should.
You just
yeah.
gotta. Oh, I should. You're not wrong, but you gotta have the confidence.
I'm just saying,
you know?
Athena's got standards. You know.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Okay,
Okay.
Finny. The most important thing is you sort of just you make yourself elastic enough to bounce back when they say no.
Well,
You're the only shape changer here.
I mean, I didn't.
I
Okay.
mean, I can be smaller. It feels weird.
Okay.
Yes, like your size. She looks very
Sure.
far down at Hazel.
Okay, which of us is fine? If I'm not, who do you think is better qualified besides Godric to show you how to introduce yourself? And if the answer is Godric, that's fine. I'm trying to figure out who's in second.
Probably. Oh, where'd
Yeah,
they go?
Godric's in second.
Yeah, Godric's in second.
That's good. Bye.
I swear he was standing right here. No, it's not that you're unqualified. I'm just intimidated by the folks that you hang around.
Like who?
It's all the higher Fae. At least Godric does not have the how does the saying go? Home turf advantage.
You did have tea with a archfey lady who gave people gifts. Hazel, don't forget about that. That's pretty
True.
high class company.
True. That was pretty.
Yes. Also, you do forget that you are the one that is personally asked by Chandria to go and do this whole thing.
Gotcha there.
See.
All right. Well, if we're all done tooting each
Anyhow.
other's horn,
Yes.
Is that what we were doing? I thought we were tearing each other down. Well, I mean, not
I don't
you.
know. I mean, y'all complimented me a lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we not.
I will say
It
I
is hard
spent
not
a lot
to.
more time getting introduced than introducing myself, and that's generally in competitions. I'm not. I haven't spent a lot of time in high society or anything.
Is that a flex?
Well,
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, Godric's right though. We should probably like move out and actually do stuff instead of just standing around here.
Well, where should we start?
Well, unless we want to do our shopping tomorrow, I mean, like right before this mixer thing, it seems like
We should probably go and take
We're
care
not-
of
yeah.
that first.
we had planned to do that after dealing with Ikishigal, but if you two are going to go talk to him tonight, then that doesn't seem like the timeline's going to fit.
And that's settled. Let's find ourselves a tailor.
Okay. You can easily find in these lower halls a small shop that carries some ready-made gear and clothing. How I like to play fantasy clothing shopping is you tell me if you're buying fine clothes or common clothes, and then tell me how they look based on how much money you want to be spending on stuff. But also here there is magical garments. There is effectively illusory garments that enhance your ability to work here. You can buy, you can spend 150 gold in on magical clothing, and gain a point of status just with that. But with finery, you have a better. With finery that is non-magical, you have a +1 to your charisma checks with Fae on a lower level than you. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay,
Hold
so
on,
magical
repeat
gets
that.
you +1 to your status, and
Mhm.
non-magical gets you +1 to charisma with Fey of lesser Fey.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
And that +1 is available with like, I think fine clothes are 15 gold or something, 25, whatever that price is. I'll double check. That's where that bonus applies.
Well, my
God's
charisma's fucked
damn.
anyway, so I'm going magical clothing.
Going with the status.
Oh, high halls. This place only trades in influence. I still haven't gotten more than 8 gold pieces.
I'll trade you some of what you've got if you want some of this, and he'll take a point of status to give you clothes.
Finny.
Dang, can't trade the one
Finny.
that...
Absolutely no, absolutely not, Finny. Absolutely not. Excuse me, my good fellow. What is the price for this in actual coinage?
150 of trading in coin.
Well, 150 gold pieces.
Yes, it is quite steep.
Yeah, that seems like something for a peasant. What's the next thing up?
Next thing up would be 300 gold.
Well, can we take a look at that, Finny? Would you like to take a look at that?
Finny is just staring in awe at the number.
It is a wrapping cloak that crosses over the chest and hangs over the shoulders in a waterfall of prismatic shades that just cascade in silent movement.
Huh?
That, I mean, it's gorgeous. I can't make an argument there. But
But you want to see the next one up. What's the next one up?
it's obvious.
At 600 gold, this gown that is brought out, the layers of the petticoats are made of down feathers and moth wings. It's very sort of gray and tawny.
Oh, this one is really pretty.
Yeah, I mean,
But I mean,
look,
the last one was also really
I
nice.
can't really say, Finny, but I mean, if we're just going off vibes, feels like this one's sort of more your vibe, right?
I mean, you could make an argument for that, certainly. Yes. There's no need for. I mean, do you even? I've never even seen 600 gold in one place.
Oh. No, I don't have 600 gold. I do put 70 platinum down.
Ah!
Ooh.
Good God.
And
Yeah,
he'll trade the garment and
right,
offer to gift wrap it.
well, yeah, I gift wrap it, and I mean, you might need some accessories. Like, I don't know how this stuff works. That I guess there's a little extra there for accessories, and then a little extra for you, my good fellow.
Certainly. And he begins collecting some jewelry of bones to go with it.
I give Vinny like the thumbs up, but also like I'm unsure if it's thumbs up. I'm like looking for confirmation.
She is still in awe and just kind of thumbs up very slowly.
All right, yeah, great.
Don't. I thank you. I will attempt to pay you back, but
Oh, No, you'll pay me back because at some point I'm going to be in real serious danger and I'm going to expect a little help.
Oh, certainly. That's the least I can do.
Right, you can ask everybody. It's sort of my thing.
Oh man. Okay.
So, my good
I'll-
man,
I'll put this in my inventory as the drip in quotes.
so my good man, as you can see, my taste in clothing is impeccable, and as such, won't be
Certainly.
needing any new clothes. However, it has occurred to me that a fine cane might do me well. Have anything that might fit the bill?
I think we might. Um, are you interested in a magical staff, or are you just looking for something that looks cool as fuck?
I'm looking for something that A, looks cool as fuck, and B, that I think just in sort of an upgrade. Ulvius is going to look for something that he can attach uh, his T diffuser magical focus to.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So now he'll use it almost like a little staff when actually casting and in any sort of heated battle, but can still remove it and use it as a general T diffuser should he find need for it.
I agree. I think that this person has been so motivated by your generosity
Mhm.
as to be able to find you a modestly sized. This is a little goblin fella. And to your scale ivory stave
Mhm.
that at the top, where it's sort of structured in a way that kind
Mhm.
of looks like it could theoretically be
Mhm.
sat upon in the way that like
Mhm.
stool canes can be made.
Mhm.
Um, in that pocket at the top is a place that you can hang the tea diffuser well and set the little toad token
Mhm.
totem into the top so that he becomes the grip the headrest of
Perfect.
the yeah, and then they can all pop out as needs be.
Perfect. What do I owe the
And it
gentleman?
matches your color scheme.
Lovely. What do I owe the
He's
gentleman?
thrilled. We'll call that one 300, and we'll give you a point of status for that.
Okay. 300. I'll put 30 platinum down and yeah. Great.
All right.
Anybody else? I mean, I'm
And I
not trying
suppose
to
I've got
I'm
no
not trying to
reason not to
Bigfoot anybody
have
here. Like if
clothes.
you've got coin, by all means, have at it. But I'm just saying, don't let the coin limit what you might be interested in getting. It seems like a bad time for that.
I think I would like to get one of the 150 just +1 status fine garments.
Okay. All right. And do you have an idea of what you'd like that to look like, or would you like me to have something for you?
I think the like breastplate that he wears is very shiny. This is maybe just like silks and finery to drape around it and uh,
And
zhuzh it up.
lovely, like, yeah, brooches and things to hold them in place.
Yeah.
It feels way heavier just by the volume, but you're wearing many layers.
Mhm.
Did we get something to wear? Were we supposed to wear something?
You and I were gifted some
Hmm.
clothes from the Fate Spinner.
Yeah.
Robes, right?
Yes.
I'm just wondering. I'm thinking like how that coincides with the spending 150 for the thing. Like how to make those two work. If that
Gotcha.
makes sense.
Accoutrement.
Yeah, you can spend like 150 gold on like kick-ass jeans or something.
I was thinking like accessorize your gown.
I was too, but the way I was thinking of it, because we ripped off the sleeves already, was to like line it with safety pins or something, and that's why I thought of jeans, like really expensive jeans.
Shoulder spikes. Shoulder
I
spikes.
mean, yeah, you want to make it more badass?
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I spend the 150 on a really beautiful, like ivory white dress. That's kind of like skinny and slinky, but the magic of it is that like when I walk, there's kind of like this ethereal train that kind of like presents itself, but then when I stop, it
Cool.
like disappears back.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then kind of like flapper-esque era, like some sort of like feather headpiece that kind of like goes up on the side of my head.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and then if I could take the robe and mimic it to make it look like my leather jacket to kind of just
Yeah.
go over the dress.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's what I'm going for. I was gonna wear the jacket, but I was like, I can't wear both.
I like the idea of kind of like splitting it open and wearing it open like that. Yeah, sure, buddy. And that kind of gossamer train behind you, very like emperor's clothing kind of like,
Yeah,
so it doesn't feel like anything. And then when you find yourself moving kind of quickly, you can almost feel like the wind pulling it behind you. It feels pretty cool.
yeah.
All right, sweet.
I guess I'll go with a 300 gold reputation gown.
Okay. All
Um,
right.
I think like unless there's a I don't know enough about fashion to know if any of this makes any fucking sense. But I think probably like a high-necked gown with like the back open,
Yeah. Okay.
probably conspicuously no sleeves again because it's sort of Haza showing off that she's kind of ripped.
Yeah. I know this exact thing. It's like a turtleneck that like covers the front, but just no shoulders, no
Mm-hmm.
back, just muscle.
Yeah.
Like a halter top.
Yeah.
And I guess color-wise, I'll probably go like uh but I'll go the color that the hair is in Haza's uh token right now. Like
I,
the hair color she generally chooses when she's not rocking the current white hair color.
okay, the kind of auburny
Yep.
red. I think your magical effect on this garment is going to be that it will always match your hair.
It's pretty
I
good.
just imagine in my head is her like furiously sewing back the sleeves. Like, it
Just
doesn't make sense about sleeves.
just ripping the sleeves off.
No, putting them back on.
That's what the tailor's here for. They can help you out. Cotton Wing is his name. Um, okay, that is awesome. That is awesome. Okay, I'll make sure that I mark your status increase as well. Who do we have? Was that everybody? Toric? Toric.
I have no idea what Toric's fashion would be because I can't do suit again. So, but I mean, he's definitely down to buy something.
hmm does he like something that is like uh fit or and tailored, or do you think he's more comfortable in something that feels
No,
more
it's flowy.
soft? Yeah. Okay. I kind of like the image of him um in robes that kind of have some weight to them and sit kind of heavy on the shoulders, but drape in front of him, maybe with like uh so that his like tokens and his Yes, his religious symbols can hang around his neck, and they're sort of on full display over a tunic. And as far as like magical effects go, given that you are demonstrably a like religious figure of a dragon, and elemental magic is pretty fundamental here, it has the illusions of like flames or frost. When you shake the robes a specific way, they sort of, it like dusts off a layer of ice or smoky flames briefly. It only does the two, but
All right, how much is that running me?
that one will be just 150. I can add more elements if
no,
you
we
want to
gotta
throw in
go.
another 50.
Well, you know what? I don't need to carry this anymore, so just do whatever this will get me, and I will plunk down 50 of my platinum.
Oh my god. Okay, math on that one is
Look over at Olvius, thumbs up.
Yeah, big thumbs up.
Hey, and if you can also cover something for the weasel.
hell yeah.
How do you
I'm
dress
not
as a
tracking
weasel?
Pacarave's
Don't.
status.
There a weasel spa around here somewhere?
No, but there is the stables. I'm giving Pekareva the same outfit, but hers is going to cover the other elements. A little bit of like acid dripping off. Acid and poison, but it's not real. It's just illusions. Is there anything else anyone wants to do with Cottonwing the Tailor? Okie dokie. I think this is a good spot for break. So let's come back at about or in 15 minutes, so about 5 till the hour. Is that all right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool.
saved me a lot of awkward conversations. So really, I'm in your debt.
Well, there y'all go. There's kind of how the gist of how it is available.
Can can Clover hang out with me for a little bit?
She'll turn to Clover and ask what he would prefer, and he hops over to you to hang out with you for a while.
Yes. All right, I'll rejoin the group and tell them nothing.
Clover's
So
around.
awesome.
Yeah, who's
Oh,
next?
you found your friend.
Yeah, he might be a wedding gift.
That was
Sorry?
admittedly very quick.
Yeah, my head's still spinning.
I'm going to try and not think about it that much.
You and me both.
You know, you didn't say you had somebody in mind already. I mean, spill the beans.
Well, it seems never mind. It seems I'm more desirable than I originally thought. And
Well, I could have told you that.
thanks, appreciate it. Would have loved that energy earlier.
Wait,
But
was the whole Dear John just playing hard to get?
Have you
That
met
is
Doug?
that is some serious like
About to say,
negging attitude going
yeah.
at a dude with a literal fucking halo.
Yeah.
You can
I
take
mean,
it.
yeah, I guess in terms of like if you're trying to get your foot in the door as something unique, negging the Halo guy is certainly a way.
to,
Nothing
don't think that's-
special.
to be fair, when I said earlier, I meant like when we first met.
I bet you
Not like
can't
10
even
minutes
throw a
ago.
shot put.
Yeah, I guess she's just drawn to the good nature that I have, and it is so severe that she offered her hand in marriage.
Well,
I'm taking
congrats.
some time to think about it. I don't want to jump into a marriage. It feels kind of like a big decision. Um, so you'll all get to meet her later. Fair warning, she does look a bit like a bunny.
Vinny kind of just
Okay.
blinks.
Which part is the
Why does
bunny?
that require a warning?
Well, I feel like most people don't look like bunnies, so when you see her, you'll be like, "Oh, weird that she
Well,
didn't bring this up before."
Okay, which part is the
We're
bun
in the
is the bunny
Feywild,
part?
man. So we're in the
Yes.
Feywild, Inks.
Yeah, Haza is like
Yeah.
75% probably gonna marry a roach person.
No, I am not.
And I look like
Hey,
this.
hey,
although-
whoa, Haza, tone that down. You don't want to kick your cat to hear you say it like that.
I just
Well,
I don't know. Did I?
That
I
sounded
never
so
proposed that.
offended. Oh my god,
I was
Haza.
offended.
To be fair, Finny, if I was warning someone about meeting you, I would tell them about the fungus.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
that is fair.
okay. Does she have rabbit ears
Yes.
and feet? Not
Yes.
feet.
She did have rabbit feet. Awesome.
What about rabbit paws?
Does she have a rabbit nose?
Yeah, why not?
Yes!
Yeah,
So cute.
Absolutely.
Come on,
in the
AI
narrator
art.
voice, she was a rabbit.
Yeah. Yeah.
She
So
was a regular rabbit.
what you're describing is like 80% rabbit and 10% something else. Not so much looks like a rabbit, but looks like a rabbit that looks kind of like a human.
I think your math is a little low, but I get where you're getting at.
Okay.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, I did a quick Google and I found something cute.
Oh God. There's my girl.
Here you go. It's cute.
Okay, that is
Took
80%
me 1
rabbit.
second.
Please.
I was imagining more 20, but yeah, let's stick with that.
I think that's where I was in my head, but when I looked up Harangan Girl, this one was pretty high up there, so okay. What now, gang?
Oh, God. The pressure is on.
I guess I should ask, Finny, is this something you will do or are you refusing to do? Because it is okay to refuse to you don't have to go and meet people.
Well, I mean, in the sense that she's going to step into a Fey marriage contract, fuck no, absolutely no chance in all nine hells. No, but like it is a chance to get her status increased, and like she's always like read stories and shit where there are dances and stuff. Doesn't want to go alone.
Okay, perfect.
So that's kind of what prompted the question of like, hey, do you guys know anybody else that is around here? Have you guys met anybody else? Because like that's not necessarily from here, because everybody from here just like wants to do that.
There's definitely travelers that you can interact with. What kind of stranger would get your attention, do you think?
Oh, that is a very well, it has to be somebody that's like sort of around our status, you know, which is kind of hard to come by if I'm going to be honest. Sometimes in D&D I kind of lose track of how fucking stupid powerful our party is.
There are a few folks around here that are on your level, and as you are wandering with your friends, you can definitely tell that your companions are seeing more folks than you are aware of. But where you are, you can be introduced to or I guess suitable matches, and by match I'm not necessarily saying marriage per se, but someone on your level. Um, oh, where did you go? Oh yes, there is an unseelie pixie named Lorian with cobweb wings. There is Velvet, who is a fayish knight, uh, like um, uh, like a rake. I'm saying words that have other meanings. He's not a hustler. He is a knifesman. That's what it is.
Right.
Jesus Christ. 10-pound hammer is also in your 10-pound hammer and blazing barda are both in your uh circle of influence range.
Hell
I
yeah,
love that.
both of those people are awesome.
Yeah, that is true. Hmm.
Let's see. And then I also have oh, that one's terrible. No, we're not going with the faceless goblin. No.
I mean,
Mistress Chopper. Mistress Chopper of the Feydark.
oh shit,
Cool.
from the same What exactly is her deal? Finny knows the Fate Arc and doesn't want to get into trouble.
She would appear to be she would be a minor a minor archfey, who would be a dryad of the Underdark. So she's a little bit more Zugtamoy-ish. Um,
Oh,
and
fuck yeah.
I think, yeah, she has her name from killing actual trees on the surface.
Damn. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty evil, actually.
Damn. You know, the other power play that I've been tossing around in my mind is asking fucking Trun.
Oh, that's funny.
That would be wild.
That's not a bad idea. That has the potential to, I mean, obviously there are stakes, you know, um, but that's high risk, high reward kind of payoff.
Yeah. Hmm.
I think I'll also present. No, never mind. Never mind.
Oh man, I kind of hate that Trundlefinch is a good option. Hey, Haza,
Uh-huh.
I think I've had the crazy idea.
Yeah.
Well, I I feel like the influence reward for going with an individual would be far greater than anyone I could introduce myself to, or even let alone see. But it is perhaps unwise. Dissuade me from asking Trundlefinch.
Okay. So let's do some pros and cons. Uh, we'll start with the pros. Go ahead.
Oh, you're asking me.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah.
something gives me the feeling that both being connected to the same sort of world means we are closer in our. We can perceive each other a bit easier than normal, maybe. Because she is. I mean, same as Auntie, and Auntie was far more powerful than me.
Mm-hmm.
So perhaps going for someone above me would be beneficial. You know how it works. It sounds like something that would make sense in this place.
Sure, yeah. Those are some good pros. So let's go to the cons. Uh, go ahead.
Well, she seemed to have thought that my auntie wronged her in some way, or perhaps kept a powerful book. Right. That whole thing. I feel like I convinced her at the time that. The point is, I don't think I could do a second time. Although, it would be, at least we sort of know each other. I
Hmm.
don't know. It. Oh, you said rejection is bad, so it could be
Eh.
a good loss for me too. Hmm.
So she doesn't like your auntie.
Hard to say. There is a history, at least.
Okay, and what manner of entity is she?
I mean, a hag.
Uh-huh.
Continue. Are you implying something?
No, just that like I don't know as much about hags as I do about some other types of things. But like most of what you hear traditionally isn't great
Mm-hmm.
in terms of like, making deals and making arrangements and
Yes, see, that is the second con. Thank you for reminding
yeah,
me.
deals, arrangements, sort of getting fucked in the details kind of thing.
Well, if anyone would know how to not do that, it would be me.
Yeah.
I hope. I mean, what better option do I have, if we're being honest?
Look, if it feels right, if it feels like a good move, go for it.
Oh man. Fuck it. Fuck it, we ball.
Bring a
She's
hag to
just
court.
yeah. See. Wait. Hold on. I know that like all manner of fake creatures and shit participate in these things and are like around and stuff, but like this feels like a big faux pas as well.
I
And
mean
I
that
would like to clarify with Asa on that.
I I my suspicion is there's going to be other hags there, right? Like the hags are movers and shakers. They'll find a way to be represented at something like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't
All
think it's like
right.
a complete faux pas, right? It's just this is more of a personal decision than a tactical one.
Well, and it might. I mean, you said that they have a reputation. They do. So, what what happens when I am connected with that
True.
reputation? See?
For better or for worse, there are going to be some that have preconceived notions about you because you are bringing a hag. Um,
All right. I guess all that's left is to do the deed then. Oh man, I don't want to go back in there.
Do you want to bring
You know,
someone with you?
you know what? I might meet someone at the dance, which is also a thing that I could do. Although this would be a swing for the fences, huh?
It is. It's got the potential, and you mentioned you have the potential to even gain favor if you're rejected like publicly and poorly, you know?
Yeah. Hmm. Well, why not? Well, you know what? I think Finny might have had enough with dealing with hags. I think she's going to be dissuaded and just and drop it.
Okay.
Thank you for talking through with me, that Haza.
Uh-huh.
Poor Haza sounds very concerned.
Well, anyone else need to get talked out of him?
Out of a horrible idea. Wait until moonrise.
All right. Sounds like we're headed to Moonrise. Is that right? Anything else anyone wants to do today? Okay, perfect. All right. At the dimming of the sun and the dragonettes becoming more lit, you are met by the Baron, by Baron Rufus. God damn it. Who says that he has quarter within the halls, and so he can grant passage to the Blackwell. So I'm gonna get Finny and Ulvius. Are there people that you wish to bring in your retinue?
I mean, the answer for Ulvius is yes, everyone. But
Okay.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I don't know how to make that work. I will pose the question to the group. Anybody interested in posing as my valet, so you can tag along? Yeah, you're right. I got this.
Yeah. Wow.
Resounding crickets. I'm not even going to ask. We got this, Olvius. We're fine.
Yeah, fist bump.
Fist bump.
Fist bump into mad pimp walk with my new cane.
Hell yeah. Finny, do you wear your cool new dress, or do you hold on to that?
I hold on to that.
All right.
I
You're
gotta.
right.
I
Don't
gotta
give him everything.
Exactly. Gotta style on him at the dance.
Right. All
It
right.
is a mixer after all. First impressions
Yeah.
and everything.
All right. So the Baron takes you into these what is the name of this area? What is the name of this area? I want to
Strangely enough, the name of this area also Rufus.
this is part of the lower halls as well. Okay, all right, never mind. Nothing interesting or special. You are passing by the tower that Toric um, had gone to with the Lords of Light. You can see the Lathandite sentinels, and you also see that the Baron sort of flinches as you come by this area. But he takes you down this hall that the two of you think is fairly empty. You're kind of shocked to not see a lot of people walking
Fucking
around.
fucking Severance Hall.
And you also see a large amount of servants here compared to anyone else. You also see a lot of closed doors.
Mhm.
Um, including actually this one to the south here, that the Baron opens. And inside, ooh, can you guys see in there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Inside, you see a demonic figure that is humanoid from the shoulders down, but with a grizzled and armored wolf's head, that is sort of bristling and on guard, sort of smelling you out as you approach. And on the other side of the door, there is a very sizable roachling, a insectoid-like creature. This one appearing to have 6 appendages, as not unlike Yikrigrak, and is armored in detritus and insectoid materials as well. Though this one appears very distinct and takes on more uh, um, beetle-like quality than the kind of ant-like and nimble features that Yikrigrak had. You hear the Baron speak in Sylvan. Ulvius, do you speak Sylvan?
I do not. However, I think. No, I'm gonna let it slide for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do though.
Yes. You can hear that he is simply telling the roachling here that you are invited guests of the Dark Master, and you have been invited into the Blackwell. Um,
Hey, what's up? What's up?
there's sort of a chittering of excitement from this very large creature. This chamber is mostly dark. You can hear scraping and scuttling further in the room. Let's see. Uh, do, 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 do. All right. You are asked if you are prepared to descend.
As an
Um,
idea as I'll ever be.
yeah. Well, is it? I mean, pretty dark in here. Is it even darker down there?
Dark, dark, dark. You hear some murmurings of your voice echoing in the back of the room.
Okay. Well, yeah. I don't know that that's gonna work for me so well. Let me know if this is a problem. And I cast light on my tea diffuser, which is now dangling off the top of my cane.
There's a visible shudder through these creatures, but it is a small enough light they will allow you to have it.
All right. Well, great. Then lead on.
All right. The
Hate hole
Baron.
part 2. Let's go.
The Baron puts his foot over the side of the well and drops from sight. You hear a whistling as his body descends, and then nothing. Following?
Okay. Yep.
All right.
Oh.
Finny, you find yourself falling through the air for a moment before feeling the harsh impact under your ass. You fall through a circle of light, a very, very small or a very, very thin portal that drops you from the bottom of this well into a black chamber. Olvius, I'm assuming you also follow, yeah?
I think I hem and haw about it a little bit and then, yeah, jump.
All right. You sort of land on top of near Finny.
Ow!
Ow!
And
You landed on me.
I apologize. It wasn't a judgment about you. It's just I thought maybe there would be like a feather fall effect or something, but no, just smacked right into the ground there.
Yeah, I would have written Benny down if I knew. Ugh. Okay. Where are we going?
the sound of scuttling once again picks up picks up in your ears, and this time it is not only in front of you, but it is around you and above you. You, in the very faint light cast by the tea diffuser, can see the shifting bodies of roaches on the walls, and noticeably not on the floor where you and the Baron get to your feet. The very short passage opens very suddenly into a receiving hall that is shrouded in thin shreds of what is apparently very threadbare fabric. There are on these rags, sitting peacefully, 100,000 flies and moths that just shimmer in the light, just barely. And when you enter this room, all of their wings open, almost catching the light dazzlingly as they pick up and flutter around the room. And in this, I need the both of you to make dexterity saving throws against fairy fire.
Fairy fire. Save.
I will use a point of inspiration to roll. And one more time for good luck.
Ooh,
There we
good luck.
go.
All right. Do you want a point
Good
of
luck.
inspiration, Fenny? Do you want to stick with that 12?
Nah, she'll be lit on
Alright.
on fairy fire.
Yeah, Ulvius would not appreciate that. So
Yeah, that's fair. And the faint light
Fairy.
from these bugs does not necessarily dim and casts light upon a creature on the opposite side of the room. A broad animal that definitely dwarfs Finny, taller even, with a sort of small, almost humorous head on top of this carapace-like body, from which there are a number of almost centipede-like limbs. Even though it is broad, you can see this animal moves with a lot of articulation in its in its own armor, and its voice kind of hisses through the air over the sound of scuttling. Welcome to the sewers and our kingdom. Welcome. And then you hear the sound of a lot of tiny creatures clapping.
Well, thank you.
very kind of you to extend an invitation. I don't. I don't suppose anyone would like a cup of tea.
This hospitality is precisely what has merited your invitation. Please. And from the shadows, from the walls of insects, a couple of servants who appear to be sort of elven, but have that same sort of insectoid affect to them, uh, literally pull from the wall, carrying trays and cups, empty, but left for you to serve with.
Oh yeah, I will. go around pouring tea, and I do not have an unlimited supply of sugar cubes, but I will dump what I've got out on the tray so people can dose up as they so choose.
I think the demon lord wastes no time in eating a sugar cube if offered one immediately.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think in terms of serving people, like I will make a direct offer to Igergak, right? And then after that, I'll just sort of make a general offer to the room that this is this is available, and uh, they may help themselves.
All right. A few more courtiers appear from the walls. One of them is Redcap. One of them is a gnome. One of them is a fairy. But all of them have these sort of bug-like traits and are in varying levels of what might be transformation. Um, and as they express their gratitude to you for your offered share, the demon lord says, "You have a wit of you about you, the both of you, that understands us crawling things often also seek kindness or need kindness. Elsewise, we find our way in carved out places, hiding under great kingdoms. Do I mistake in understanding you?"
Uh, no, I don't think so.
I have come, Annalise, at this time for an odd challenge, one that my courtiers have had no luck in assisting me with. But I seek a marriage contract. I seek the status it increases, and I seek a powerful hand. And I may not ask that two creatures such as you may try to find me the perfect opportunity, but that you may speak to me, or speak of me, apologies, to the matchmaker to Titania, a prince of hearts, someone who should be arriving before the feast tomorrow, who has a better idea of how to forge these alliances than I and mine.
So just to make sure I understand the ask correctly, um, you are interested in securing a marriage contract for yourself, primarily for the status that comes along with it. Is that correct so far?
His little head nods.
And you would like someone to speak well of you and speak on your behalf to the chief matchmaker, a prince of hearts.
He nods again. "You have also demonstrated to me such will that I would also consider any options that you may present, though I would not expect you to have good enough standing to see all that may be available."
Finny looks a little kind of like worried to Ulvius. And then back to Ikrig, or
Agyishigal.
Akyishigal, the head honcho.
Yeah.
Well, are you maybe aware that there are some above the sewers that might not be taking too kindly to you right now?
I am aware that I am an unwelcome guest in High Hall.
No, no, I didn't mean like figuratively or hypothetically. I mean there are people who think you are responsible for the disappearance of some folks from the halls here.
And what if I am?
Well, my first ask would be why?
The roachlings must feed. Roachlings may also choose to live here. There are many reasons folks go missing in the sewers. A few of the folks who are here sort of nod and clink their glasses together.
Well, I think that ultimately your business is yours, and it's not material to your quest to obtain a marriage contract. I think that we could speak to the Prince of Hearts if necessary, but before I do, there's a couple leads that I might want to follow up on and test the waters, so to speak, see if they might be receptive. And if so, maybe uh, arrange a first meeting, which would be very exciting. Takes a
This
sip of
would
his
do me
tea.
a great honor.
Excellent. Well, I will. No promises, but I will see what I can do.
You shall have favor with mine, and all within the lowest halls. Should you be able to achieve this for me, help me find success.
Wonderful.
Yes, we'll keep an eye out and do our best. Mhm.
How long do you linger for tea?
I think Ulvius lingers a long time.
Cool.
Yeah.
What about Finny? Oh, sorry.
High key. Finny is too nervous to leave on her own, so I think she would linger with Ulvius however long he stays. Sorry, Adam.
Yeah, no
Although
problem.
if it does, if it does get like ridiculously late, if they're fucking clocking into like 1 o'clock and Finny's like, man, I'm getting sleepy. She'll leave.
In that case, I will.
No.
In that case, I will ask to escort Finny to the exit, and then I'll go back and hang out for another hour or two.
All right. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
When you go to exit and you head towards the portal, you realize it is above you. The roaches and creatures on the wall pool themselves to the ground and lift you up, and you hear the soft chanting from the sewers to the stars as you are lifted literally back up to the through the Blackwell. What do you do hanging out, Ulvius?
Small talk, stories of heists that I've done, like anything that's not about the marriage contract. Like,
Awesome.
just yeah.
All right, do you have any goals in mind, or you're just socializing?
My goal is to make them feel comfortable
All right,
with my presence.
that's easy.
Great.
Yeah, you don't need to roll for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when we're done,
Damn.
I'll head out and back to the tea house.
Hell yeah. All right. Then you right through the Baron. I think the Baron gives you a token of broken beetle shell pieces
Mhm.
in a little glass vial as a favor for your time.
Yeah, awesome.
And that will be a point of increase as well. Finny, you did good, but you were nervous, so.
Yep. Nervous about their survival.
Yeah.
Wamp wamp.
Once in the tea house, I'd like to wake everybody that's in there and gather everybody up. I'm going around. Hey, I'm back. We're back. We should probably have a quick little conversation. Come on, get up.
Sure.
God, are you guys working out in here still? It's late, man.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't gonna go to bed until you guys were back. Like,
All right. Well, no, I appreciate that, but holy shit. Like, maybe I need to put more beds and less gym equipment in here. Wild.
I would take some books.
Oh,
I
but
don't
yeah,
know.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, the next
I would
iteration.
be surprised if she wouldn't start lifting books. Like for exercise.
That's an excellent point, Finny. You won't lift the books, will you?
No.
Keep
Okay.
the tomes thin.
If you have anything
Wow.
like fiction, I kind of got burnt out on self-help.
Understood. Yeah. I've
You're
heard of this
reading
great book, Tusk
self-help.
Love. Very erotic.
Oh. I mean, I guess smut is sure, yeah.
Tusk Love.
Yeah, by the way, we definitely got to kill that dude.
Um,
Excuse me. What do you
What?
mean?
You woke us up. What's the?
Yeah, that dude's awful. We got to kill him.
What do you mean
What?
awful?
I mean,
Well, he admitted to disappearing people.
That went in the sewers. Who's dumb enough to go in the sewers? It was the Rat King's. Whatever. Demon Lord.
Well, hey,
Blah, blah.
look, if you guys don't want to disappear him, that's on you, right? I like I'll do whatever you guys want, but
all for it.
I think we got a good system now. Like he thinks I'm gonna show up with a potential spouse for him. So if one of you poses as a potential spouse, right, the other three as their entourage, that gets all six of us down there. 6 of us together, we can do some pretty crazy shit.
I hate that you're right.
Yeah, but I think that probably doesn't fly with Zinnia. That's definitely intruding on an invitation and causing harm.
Who? Well, no. Hold on. Who is? Lithander sounds familiar. I don't know where I've heard the name, but it sounds like somebody. Who is
Material
it?
plane, god of sunsets, and general do-gooders.
Oh, yes.
I
yes.
think also
Sunrises
like
and birth.
and stained glass
yeah.
windows.
Yeah, no, but the invitation's over. Like I hung out a good long time on the invitation. Then I left. That's the end of that visit.
Fair, fair. I just mean, going back in under a false pretense.
And who is who?
Oh, so I see. What
We've
you're saying is I need to find someone who might actually want to take his hand in marriage, and then we can all kill him while we're down there. Ah, that's good thinking.
Okay, how many lieutenants or other?
Oh, there's like a billion bugs down there, man.
Yeah. So what's the
It's a
plan
swarm.
for that?
Kill it with
What's
fire.
the what?
Because I mean, do we even think we could kill a demon god, like just one on us?
Apparently, the Lithander folks thought that we could. That's why they contracted us to kill it.
Oh, hey, that's a great idea. Have one of the Fander folks act like they want the marriage as some sort of way to bridge the peace, and use that. Maybe then arrange an actual wedding, and at the wedding have the Lathander folks just turn on everybody, go crazy. We don't have to do anything. That's a great idea.
Oh my god.
I was on board for the plan at first, but you're starting to sound a bit more frantic.
Yeah, it does.
Murderous.
Sounds like a blood red wedding situation. That would never
Also,
fly.
I don't know much
Well, I
about.
think I might have been to one. No, I skipped that day.
I don't know much
One
about the
fantasy.
gods or Lathander specifically, but like, would priests just throw some people to their deaths to see if they could resolve a problem?
Yeah.
Okay,
Isn't that
yeah.
what priests do?
I don't know. Like, well,
Slightly insulted.
yeah, I don't know that I think I've known more nice followers of gods than bad
They
ones so
contracted us
far.
to kill somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that isn't great, but if they thought that the person we're trying to kill is bad, which you seem to agree with,
I could go either way. They were nice. I mean, it kind of like Yikergek, same
Okay.
sort of
yeah, just weird.
stand. Yes.
But they are making people disappear.
People that travel into their territory.
Okay.
But yes,
I don't
it is,
love that.
It is a
Hold on.
technicality.
It's not really. It's not really from what I forget the Lithend had priest name. It's not exactly his territory. He's not invited here. This is just sort of he's a squatter.
Oh yes, but whose place is he taking?
I mean, not his. I mean, he said remember your buddy, not your buddy, but the guy we met earlier with the wings,
Mm-hmm.
Hospital, said he was taking
Mentions-
over for the Lord of Rats, and as much as I think that guy's a jackwad, I don't think that is quite the same as giving up his actual territory.
Yeah.
And again, fiend, not from here, so not that you have to be from here to claim territory, I guess, but still a fiend.
All right. So we go with Olvius's first plan, the one that sounded a little less deranged.
Oh, I don't know about plans. I was just why
I'm sorry, Tori, go for it.
I was just gonna say, do we need a plan? We can't just walk in.
Well, it is a room guarded by some very strange folks, and there are a lot of them inside. So I'd say the more advantage of numbers and surprise we have, the
Yeah, there are a
better.
lot of things down there. Maybe we do have to lure him out.
Well, I didn't really get to see. Was there any like exits past them? Like it was just like sewers, right? They just kind of continue and branch off and etc.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I mean, they. What's to say that they wouldn't just pull back? Recede into the sewers. Oh boy.
If I know it's less fun to think of it this way, but if you were to try to combat encounter in that space, it would be locked in that space for sure.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
It's still technically his domain is all fucky because there's not sewers in Senelise.
Yeah, I guess they probably just have magic for that.
Well, look,
what do we think the best course of action is?
the other option is he didn't just enlist us to find him a spouse, right? He also said that he completely understood us not being from here, right? That it might be a difficult task for us, but if we can't find somebody on our own, we could always speak on his behalf to the Prince of Hearts. Now, if he's an unwelcome guest, a squatter, as you say, maybe informing the Prince of Hearts as to where he is and what he's admitted to doing, right? Maybe they take care of it.
Yes. Although it's kind of even odds that they just sort of allow that to happen and we actually get a legitimate match for them. I mean, it is, Trundlefinch should not be here, probably, but alas, I guess this, whole thing has been getting everyone in a stir.
Well, look, you guys know me. I almost always advocate for avoiding violence first.
Mhm.
And then when we cross a certain line, if it's going to be violence, I advocate for maximum violence.
Mhm.
The one exception I can recall to that, way back when we fought those mind flayers that were keeping people as food, right? And I could see in that situation that we had to do something, and it just wasn't right to leave those people down there. Well, I sort of feel like this is a real similar situation. He's admitted to grabbing people. He's admitted to disappearing people. And he's admitted to disappearing people because his people need to eat.
Yep.
He's not
Just an
invited here.
unfortunate way.
He's not welcome here. And I think that if we don't either do something ourselves or find someone who will, then that's the same thing as sending him people to feed on. So I'm not
Yes.
sure what the plan is, but I'm pretty sure we should come up with one.
Yes. I was just mentioning that perhaps we should do it ourselves for the standing from the Lathander church people and the actual act of killing a fiend, as you said it. So, I am all for doing it. I just
Oh, that's a great
Probably
idea.
want to-
Extort the Lathander Church for money for killing this guy. That's great, Finney.
They-
It makes so much money.
did they. I thought they were. Usually, people pay people for services like this.
Not to mention the, status and acclaim we could get for ridding the city of nuisance like that.
Then maybe we do try and lure it out. I wouldn't know how, but
What if we challenged it to a duel? That's not a good idea.
That's awesome.
that is pretty awesome.
Do you
What
think
if we say that he has to prove himself to win someone's hand, and so we can set up this fight in like a predetermined location of our choosing?
Okay, so the
Sure.
duel is a ruse.
Yeah.
I, if it were me, I would advocate. Well, I mean, it
You're a
is
demon lord.
secluded,
You can
but-
fight all 6 of us, can't you?
Oh no.
Pick a couple of floonies if you need to.
Oh gosh. Yeah, sure. That actually sounds like a good idea.
I don't
We
know what
should
it is
talk
with
to
you.
the Prince of Hearts first and make this a legitimate thing. And
What? What? Why?
Why?
I don't know what it is with you people and your determination to have a fair fight.
Well, Ulvius,
Dear,
think about
dear.
it. If we get to choose the location, we can choose location outside of the sewer full of 10 billion giant bugs.
Here, here.
the
See?
thing is, like, I understand wanting to take advantage of an advantage, but this is honor is the most important thing that we can possibly hang on to here.
Nope. Incorrect. Life is the most important thing we can hang on to here.
I do have to concede that yes, you're right.
Okay, yeah, I'll concede that one too. Yeah. But what I'm getting at is if we do this dirty, we don't go up in status, we probably go down. And that's not our goal. Our goal is to go up in status. So if we're gonna do it that, then
My goal is to help the Lathandites. Just for the
Yes.
record, I agree with you overall.
I also want to help the Lathandites. I just, if we all go down, it burns the ship and no one makes it to the other side.
Well,
I
my,
still do.
my
I
question
don't- I
is,
don't-
did the Lathandites make it seem like it was going to have consequences for killing this? It feels like there's only reward from them.
from them, but I think Godric's point is the place that we're in.
Ah, yeah.
We are still trying to get an audience with the head honcho around here, and we could be making that worse. I think that ridding them of something that's killing their people that they can't get rid of just because of a technicality, I think that that's probably going to be more in our favor.
Yeah, probably agreed.
Not to say that walking just straight in instead of being sneaky about everything wouldn't get us more towards that goal of meeting the leaders here. It, as you said, however, it would just be suicidally difficult.
I do think the premise of a duel is good. We
I
could
just think
say
the
that
more
before we,
openly. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Finny.
well, that before we move along with our end of the bargain, we need to prove them worthy, and then have a duel to the death specified beforehand. And if we die, then we die, and if they die, then they die.
I think the more public and open that this operation is, the more we stand to gain.
I mean, it was all of you having illegal fights until we got here. You know that, right?
And yeah, the dueling season hasn't happened. You know, this would not. This would be a ploy we'd have to make over time. But that also would mean more people would die in the interim. There's a lot of things.
Maggie, are you just bringing up that you could challenge him during dueling season for better? Is that what you're saying?
My original thought is just like right now set up this like idea of a duel, but then I was like, well, if we're gonna do it legitimately, we can't do that outside of dueling season, so we would have to wait. And so
Yeah.
that's where I'm like, okay, well that's another roadblock.
Ah, gotcha.
I
Well,
just think
then,
that if we use a ruse, it should be a legitimate one. Does that make sense at all?
yeah. Are you proposing we stick around and try and talk to the matchmaker for them as well? Like, keep up
I
the whole act of working for them? Or do we just skip that? And
I really don't think we should involve another Fey Lord in the
That's
process,
that's smart. That's smart.
because what's your in exactly? If you ask for a favor, which is what this is, you're gonna owe him. So you're gonna owe him for something you're not intending to actually use in any way.
Mhm.
Well, wait, I'm confused. What favor would we be asking of him?
Of my guess is that the Prince of Hearts won't even bother with you unless there's some offer. If you say like, "Oh yeah, our buddy wants a suitable match,"
Well,
if
the
it's a
offer. What if the offer was simply, we're going to take care of this problem for you, right? What?
you know, that might actually
what do you mean
work.
take care
We
of the
could. I mean,
I mean, it seems
we could
clear
be
that
his
he's not an
champions.
invited guest. He's
Okay,
not
so
supposed to be here.
then somebody that isn't the matchmaker Fae would probably be good for that.
Okay.
Somebody who might give
Who?
more of a shit. I don't know. I'm just saying, going to the matchmaker and asking for a match for the person, and then saying, actually, we're planning to kill them. I kind of think that he might
Yeah,
just
there's a
say,
disconnect
okay.
in there somewhere.
Well, I don't
Okay.
know. Look,
Fair
I
point.
think that it could work, right? In that we can explain, we're going to him because this is what the demon lord wants, right? And used his name specifically, and we know this isn't his area of it. extermination isn't his area of expertise, but because the demon lord used his name specifically, that's why we're going to him. And we are willing to try and take care of this problem if we can get, some promise from them, right, that it will be sanctioned.
That's a bingo, sanctioned. Because if we can talk to them and just because if they tell us no, that's absurd. Yeah, Betsy would love to meet Yishragral. Then we shouldn't. I I just think talking to
See,
more people
that's
and
what
getting
I'm
more
worried about.
information is good to figure out how this would affect our standing and if this is something that is killing a demon lord. It feels like a big deal, a bigger deal than uh, exterminate the gophers contract.
I mean, worth also pointing out that like we have no idea how this demon lord gets information. Like we don't know what
There's a
players he's got
bug
involved.
listening to us right now.
Well, not
no
in
bugs are
here.
allowed in my tea house. Thank you very much.
Yeah. But the more people we talk to, the more we blow our like
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's nothing to be gained in getting more information. It's just with each new person we fold into this scheme or ask about it or float it to or entreat with, we raise the chances that a demon lord finds out about what we're trying to do.
I absolutely and fully agree. And it's why I think the best course of action is to just go down there and do it. Right.
Yes, Godric,
kind of
do you
agreeing.
not-
I also
do you not-
understand, right, Godric's point, right, that is unlikely to gain us any significant amount of honor and is likely to cost us some amount of honor for acting against the overall spirit of this particular land. Now, I am not well versed and at best am new to the concept of acting honorably. So I will have to defer, Godric.
I don't agree with that at all. I think you act with a lot of integrity and honor in many different ways and in your own unique ways. Um, sorry, Major. What if we pretended to be victims?
Of what?
What
just
if
got
we get
ourselves
abducted?
caught
We
by
go
the
down
rope
there
flames.
and we kill all of the bugs in self-defense.
So you're saying we go down there and we lay on the ground, and then when they say, "Why are you laying on the ground?" we say, "Stop hitting me," and then we kill all of them.
It's
So essentially, the plan is like, why are you hitting yourself in the face? Why are you hitting yourself in the face? Why are you hitting yourself in the face?
Well,
Well, I mean, I
I'd be
suppose
inclined
the
to agree, but
there.
look,
Hold
my
on.
job is
There's
enthusiasm, not ideas.
there's a kernel to Godric. Hang on. There's a kernel there to what Godric is saying, which is that one of us goes down as bait and gets captured for presumably eating, and then everybody else rushes to their defense. Technically works. Is it in the spirit? No. Is it technically possibly appropriate per all the rules of this thing? Yeah, actually. Because if you have a suspicion that a member of your party is being held hostage by another person, I mean, the best you can do is go try to get him back by entreating with them etc. The worst you could do is, I guess, fuck them up and take them back.
And one point, really quick. Do you all who have been on the material plane for longer than I have probably know more about this Lithander, but isn't that enough of a sanction? I mean, it's a god, and apparently a goody two shoes god. So
Yeah, but God doesn't matter here for the purposes of standing and the fuckery of this thing.
well,
Which is why, like, the demon doesn't. If we were anywhere else, then I wouldn't think
yes, but
twice about.
would it not be our employer's problem? I'm sure this Lathander could use losing some standing here, or whoever contracted us.
True. I guess just
We're
choosing
not
to
going
say
in. We're going in as the capacity of hired by Lathandites rather than going in with the capacity of, hey, I know we were talking kind of friendly earlier, but we decided instead.
Yes. Hmm.
or whoever has the lowest standing among us goes and plays damsel in distress, and then the rest of us save you.
Well, unfortunately, I think that might be me, and they like me, so
Okay,
I don't think
second
they're going
lowest
to
standing.
eat me.
Obvious.
I
Which is
think that
why
might
they got
be
invited.
obvious.
Okay, third up. Who's
Well,
third up?
I mean, unfortunately, I think if we're looking for someone that they are going to want to view as an enemy, the most obvious choice is probably me. All I have to do is make it clear that I've betrayed them and had no intention trying to find him a marriage contract, and they'll be pretty pissed.
How do we
Huh.
stop them from killing one of us immediately?
I think the damsel in distress, there's no good reason to really go down that road if we already have the Lathandites told us people are getting eaten. That's kind of the same excuse, so we don't need to like waste one of ourselves to
Oh
create
no,
that excuse.
to be perfectly frank, I'm all for the let's go fuck them up because it's the right thing to do and fuck standing. But somebody brought standing into this discussion, so
Me,
it's worth
yeah.
yeah, so it's worth considering because it may matter. But also I don't know that I care. And
I think the
I'm with
discussion has
Olvius on
come
this.
far enough around that just going in there and doing it is the pro standing
So
move.
next move then is if that's what we're doing, what's our plan there? Because full
Perhaps we
frontal
can.
assault on somebody's domain might work, not the smartest move, maybe.
Perhaps we can besiege the people of the church that's here, the embassy.
For what?
I don't know, manpower, some sort of help.
A distraction?
That too.
We can use the lure of a marriage contract to perhaps convince him that this potential mate wants to meet in more
Ah,
neutral territory and is
right. Good
intimidated
idea.
by the first meeting occurring in the demon lord's domain.
Do you think we should do this after the dance so they think that we've talked to the matchmaker and all that? Come down there afterwards and then stitch this up?
They're not likely to believe that we've found them a mate, a match.
to a man.
right now.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a good idea.
Ulvius, strange question, I guess. Who all is allowed in here?
The people I designate?
Mm-hmm. And obviously anybody can get out if you just go through the door, right?
Mhm.
But are you able to, like, move the door?
I'm not sure I follow you.
Well, we're talking about a neutral third-party place where
Mhm.
there is minimal chances of witnesses. It's secure. We can be relatively sure that nobody is able to look in, and it's also more difficult to escape.
Mhm.
I look around the tea room.
You're suggesting we have the fight in here?
I don't know if it works that way. I'm floating the idea because this place fits a lot of what we need for a extrajudicial killing.
What that means is that we would then have to convince the demon lord Akishyagal to step into our pre-designed demiplane.
Sure, but that's the same ask as, like, I guess it's not the same ask. It's a related ask to come to this dark alley where your spouse to be
Come
is
to
waiting.
our not so neutral private location that only we
Well,
know about.
Ulvius is neutral as far as this person is aware, right?
Fair.
Yeah,
I still think
He
the
also
extra
did make you
dimensional
come out to a creepy place
pocket.
too.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, look, I control whether the doors open or closed, and it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to look like this. I can make it just a one big giant arena.
I don't know that I like.
Maybe one big giant tea room
No,
that
I would
quickly
prefer.
converts into an arena.
I don't know if I want it to look anything like the nice place that we sleep in. I feel like we need to keep those things
Design
separate.
a new tea house for this
This-
encounter
This
Oh my
place really
God.
does,
that
like,
automatically shifts into barricades and
here's the thing. I don't want to see the tea house before the blood starts flying and know that, like, that was where the tea kettle was when the blood
think-
gets on it.
I think
Like,
maybe,
I'll remember.
I think maybe just a nice, pleasant meadow.
Sure. Yeah. Again, I don't know how the spell works or if that's even possible, but it seems like one of the more direct ways to go about getting this place into, or getting this person into a place that we can kill them. They may come with some amount of retainers, but potentially a bunch of, I don't know, a billion cockroaches won't be swarming into the door. Unless they are a part of the demon lord, which I guess is possible, but less bugs.
Would you guys like some more time to think about this, and we can come back in time in next session with fresh ideas?
we can come back next session and finalize a plan and try to make it happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Magnificent Murder Mansion is my best
It's
foot forward.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
I was gonna say I really do like that. I mean,
I
have
gotta
Olbius be the
read the spell
intermediary.
in a little more detail, but I think it'll work.
I am just now reading it, and the problem with it and it getting it to work like this is there is very few circumstances in which you could convince somebody to come into the kill room to kill them, unless you're just
That's
doing
the
it
only
willy
fault.
nilly,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. You just have to really be good at convincing people, which Olvius is. So
You
not a
just have to
problem.
be, I don't know, an
An
enchanter.
enchanter
Mhm.
of some kind.
Because
Also,
there's nothing in it other than just you just open it up, and whoever you decide goes in can go in, and they can go
Cody,
in and out.
your
Uh-huh.
comment reminded me of my Dragon Heist game that I was playing. You all have played Dragon Heist, correct?
Hmm?
Yeah.
You know what happens at the Castellanter Manor, right? The big old sacrifice and shit. And then afterwards, Mr. J moved into the Castellanter Manor as like his home base in Baldur's Gate, or sorry, Waterdeep. And like one of our player characters just like never ate any time that we like were over, because she was like traumatized that a whole bunch of people died horrible bloody deaths in sacrifice to demons. And then like one day my character just kind of walked in as we were like sitting down around the table, and we're like, you know, most of the people died out in the courtyard, like in the yard. Like I don't think, like, this was mostly just like guards and stuff. I came through here when when I was fighting my way up. She's like, oh, oh, that makes you feel much better. Murder Mansion. It has to be spooky themed.
A nice glade is a good place for a murder.
That feels a little too obvious. It's the
No, I'm
Demon
arranging a
Lord of
picnic for you and
Roaches.
your future spouse.
Honestly, I'll bring it up next time,
Right.
but the obvious answer is, hey, look, here's your potential spouse, and it's Haza.
Right. Right. Here's your potential spouse. That spouse's name is Murder.
Like, Haza could spin a whole yarn about Jaegergak and how I was swayed to their cause, and
Damn.
it's a
Yeah,
little
that's
annoying
actually a
how it
great.
works.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's really good, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if Hayes is
If
down for
it's
that.
necessary. It might not be
I
necessary. That
mean,
might just be
people are
extra
getting killed,
preparation.
so
Yeah, not a whole lot of talking involved once those doors shut, honestly. That's how I'm seeing it.
it'll be fun.
It'll be fun.
us versus a demon god in a magnificent mansion.
What happens to its. I mean, like, it's a demon lord. Does it, like, die a death?
You'll see.
D- s-
Um,
i- Well,
I
well,
I
I mean,
would
it complicates things that it's in a demi-plane.
It's
for
just an
for that
additional weird thing.
for that, and because like this would be a like legit combat. This would be fight. It'd be a fun thing to do, and I'm jazzed about it because that's kind of what this chapter's built for, actually. um, uh, I would ask if we want to do it in the manner that either someone who is in I'm not asking Adam to build a map because that's not fair, but give someone at least give me an idea of what we want out of the map so that I can scribble something onto something. Or if someone
Yeah.
has like a PDF of a map that they already like that is perfect, that give it to me and I'll throw it into the game.
Gotcha.
That's kind of fun. That's a fun opportunity to like play with 2-minute tabletop, but I don't want to like say go spend 6 hours building a map.
Hell yeah.
God, using a magnificent mansion as a murder room is
Evil?
yeah. There's a reason why Hayes is like, please don't make it look like the tea house. I like this place. Murder doesn't happen in here. If it's gotta happen here, just make it look like something else. I'll know where the tea was. I'll know that that guy died over and where my room is.
It's Big Bug Demon Lord.
We covered a lot of territory today. We met Kaluma and Akishigal.
Kishigal. And went shopping.
Yeah, we met Inks's bunny waifu. Sorry, Wabbit waifu was right there, and I'm
It
so
was.
sorry.
Oh,
Yes.
that's so
Damn.
good.
I'm
That's
so
so
yeah,
horrendous.
Wabbit waifu. It was just right there.
Oh, that's funny. I was telling Doug that session did not go the way that I thought it was going to
Yeah,
go.
you know, I got the hint of that when we were waiting for Cody. You mentioned
Yeah.
that you wanted to have a big important thing with all of us.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna I thought we were gonna hit dinner party
Ah, gotcha.
today. But then I remembered that there's days to fill in, actually. And
Well, we
now one of
got
those
through one.
days may be filled with an extermination. You know what, though? It's really smart.
Look, I didn't need a lot of convincing, but when Olvius was like, I think it's just a good thing to do to kill this person, I waited and let some conversation go, but there was like, I mean, to be clear, fuck him, let's go. Like, fuck yeah, fuck the reputation. Let's do this.
Yeah.
I do have a friend named Yikkergak, and they're not gonna be happy about it. To say the least.
Yeah,
But
not
also,
not
like,
ideal.
people were going missing to get et, which I guess in the way that like it's not evil because animals gotta eat. I guess.
Um,
It's
I'm
also
just
not at all conducive to a society or a
No.
city.
Yeah, it's not cricket, to be sure.
It definitely warrants an not a moral response, but an animal response.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
a like if a bunch of bugs get into your house, right?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Do you want me to use that, Adam?
Oh.
well, I figured I'd just post a couple things and
You
get some
made
opinions from
Sure thing.
people.
a
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
a lovely like Victorian garden
It's good.
is really good for your like you're gonna take a stroll around the garden with your new fiance.
Yeah.
You two get to know each other.
Beautiful.
Oh my god.
That's where my head was at when I saw it.
Who's gonna be
Beautiful.
the who is the best possible fiance person?
Got
We're
it.
in a magic
Amongst it.
mansion. Can't we just create one?
I feel like vision
Whoa.
wise, I feel like
No,
the demon god will be
fellas
like,
are
that's a
invisible, right?
you
What?
can
It's
make
not a Star Trek hologram. I
yeah.
I can't program.
You cannot make a
No.
boyfriend inside the manor, no.
I mean maybe it could,
Damn.
but I think it would be sad.
I mean, yeah,
It's
there's a
sad
whole
even
Star
if you
Trek
could do
episode
it.
about
Yeah, there is a lot of
Henry
literature
Kim.
on this topic. Yeah.
Yeah.
broccoli.
A little bit different, a banquet hall type thing.
Oh,
Might be
Oh.
more
Dinner.
alluring to our
I love
light
the-
sensitive
bugs.
prey.
I love
Oh
the
God.
I love the throne for Olbius. Or that's the throne we let the demon lord sit on for vanity's sake.
That's crazy.
Okay, here's one that is crazy, but it's just so crazy that it just might work. If we're really worried about making them feel comfortable, the name of this map is Dead God Innards.
Uh,
Oh God.
uh.
It's
Awesome.
hateful.
It
It's-
would be
I
a very
almost-
horrible fight because it would be just like hallways.
A lot of wet hallways.
Yeah, this is like fighting inside that slug that Sean made us do that time.
Mm-hmm.
That was hard.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Fighting in the slug was hard.
It's definitely just a Doom map. Like that's Doom. Ted, I haven't heard from you in a while, and it makes me worried that you're muted.
I don't know. I'm just very tired.
Yeah, I'm always less concerned when it's towards the end because it might just be sleepy. But if there's been any more than like 20 minutes, sometimes like I hope Ted isn't muted. He's gonna be so upset if he realizes that it's been 45 minutes and he thinks
Yeah.
we've been ignoring him, which happens once a
No.
month. It hurts my heart every time for you when you're
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, I was muted," and I'm like, "Ted,
God,
did you think we were just
no.
ignoring you for 40
Yeah.
minutes, Ted?" It happened more on the Thursday games, and every time it happened, it was fucking devastating. And you're like, "I've been talking to Ember for 20 minutes, and nobody was responding." And we're like, "Oh no!"
So crazy because why would we
Yeah.
do that?
Ooh, that's pretty.
I think this is a better banquet hall. It's sort of cool.
All right, I'm gonna head out. Night, everybody.
Good night, Doug.
Yeah,
You
No.
guys get the
Night,
idea where
Doug.
my head's
Sleepy.
at. If you guys
Yeah.
come up
Yeah.
with anything, let me know. Ooh, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I'm also signing off for tonight.
Yeah,
Good night.
no
I'll
problem.
see you guys later.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging
Yeah.
out with the
Yeah.
bugs.
Thanks for session with the bugs.
Bug.
All right, see y'all later.
See ya.
To head out as well and go to sleep because I am running on less than 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah, good night, Ted.
Yeah, tomorrow should be a fun game to run.
Good night, man.
Good night, everybody.
Ooh, also pretty cool. I'll throw one more in there. Just the day theme a little better.
Ooh. Oh, I love the lighting in here. Ooh, fun. All right, I think we're gonna punch out too.
Good night.
Good night, guys.
Good night. Thank you.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm also gonna go sleepy night.
All right. Good night, man.
See you Thursday.
I'm glad the brief run into work was just someone unplugged something that should have. Way better than what could have been a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping I don't go in tomorrow
Mhm.
and it's actually broke. That
Yeah,
would suck.
That would suck, but all you can do at this point, all you can do is just say, "Well, that's tomorrow's Cody."
Yeah,
problem.
that's his problem.
Yeah.
The me problem right now is sleepy night. Tomorrow
Yeah,
me, he can eat shit.
Yeah. Right.
All right. See you Thursday.
Absolutely. Good night, dude.
Night.